And we are live from the Port Hawkesbury Civic Centre here in Port Hawkesbury, Nova Scotia for this, the final game of the round robin, and a very important one at this U16 AAA Maritime Hockey Championships. As this game, the winner will move on to face the Western Rebels in the Maritime Final on Sunday morning, or Sunday afternoon rather, 12 noon, scheduled for tomorrow. A win away, both of these teams, from making it into the final. Cabot Highlanders, Eastern Dukes, a battle of provincial Nova Scotia champions and the PEI champions here for the final game of round robin, as that's dumped in here by the Dukes to start things off. Dumped around the boards to Landry. He gets checked in the corner. Dukes trying to center it here. Looking there is Connor Arsenault. That goes out to the defense. Moved out. Arsenault unable to get a stick on that, and that's going to be an icing here for the first whistle of play. 19:35 left here in the first. We'd like to thank our official game sponsor, Steel Mac, for sponsoring this contest. We always support companies who like to support hockey here. And also our presenting sponsor for the tournament, Home Harbor and the Mac Group out of Port Hawkesbury, Port Hood. And Waikogma, as that shot right on, is stopped by Lincoln Kennedy to start things off. Kennedy getting the nod in goal for the Dukes. Offensive zone draw here for the Cabot Highlanders. Taken out by the Dukes off the draw, looking to slide a pass across there to Rinko. Logan Rinko down the left wing side. Looks to step in, stripped of the puck there by Jake McGinnis. Moving up the ice, holding on to it. Jake McGinnis moves wide, waits, shoots, and a blocker save there for Kennedy to start things off. McGinnis holds a line there. John Hugh McGinnis, that is, dumps it in for Jake. Chopped at there by Benjamin Chaffee onto the... He has to go collect it here behind his goal as it deflected back to him. Off the glass and out to neutral zone ice. Picked up there by John Hugh McGinnis and moved ahead for Cabot. Trying to battle for it is Davidson. That goes back to the defense and McGinnis and across. Going to touch it out here back in the zone there for the Dukes. As John Hugh McGinnis hounded there by Moore on the forecheck. Give him a chop. Good intercept by Rinko. Gets it to Hartman. Hartman's up again, shoots. Save made by the Cabot Highlanders goaltender. His first test of this contest. As is Leo Forrance, number 29, getting the start in goal for the Cabot Highlanders. McCormick now on the draw for the Dukes. Wins it back. Onto the point. Pierce down low. Shot there from wide side, blocked by Oliver. Around the boards, there it goes. And now Boyd looking to step it to the side. Morrison tried to dangle free. Boyd moves it across to the right wing side. Step free there. Here's a chance for Broussard off the goal post. Rebound chance by Davidson. He caught the blocker there of Kennedy. Down deep it goes once again here for the Highlanders. Good couple chances both ways here to start things off in the first. Broussard chasing after it against Pierce. Tries to get there first. Strips him of the puck. Broussard drops it off. Unable to get a shot away there was Bowie. Back in front to Reddick. Reddick tried to dangle. On to the point now. Oliver gets it deep there for Bowie. Foot race for the puck here. Broussard trying to get a stick on it. That goes down to neutral zone ice. Fired in the zone there by Boyd. Here comes Pierce up the ice for the Dukes. Line change for Cabot. Looking to catch them sleeping here as Pierce steps in. Stepping in wide on that off wing, moves behind the goal and drops it off there for Fisher. Cash Fisher trying to strip his man to the puck. That's dumped in by McDonald. McClellan sweeps it on the back end off the boards, looking for a lead pass off the boards there to Jack McGinnis, number 2. 4 McGinnis is on the Cabot Highlanders, as you've noted from earlier. Quite a bit of hockey prestige in that family as it's dropped off. Campbell bringing it around for McClellan. Crowley looking to hold the line there. McClellan, hard hit there by Campbell, and McClellan drops him to the ice. McGinnis delivers the body of his own here in the corner as well. Jack McGinnis around the boards. Here come Cabot the other way. Moving down the wing, it's Hebb. And Jacob Hebb unable to cash in on that move, but it's out to, looking for McLernan. And taken by John Hugh McGinnis now, trying to get past Moore. Holds on the back end, dumps it in there for Cabot. Stopped up by the goaltender Kennedy, back end off the boards to Crowley. He chops it into the near wall. Good intercept there by McClellan on the forecheck for Cabot. Stripped there by Broussard. Broussard trying to dance free, and it's still on his stick. And he gets taken for a ride, but it stays on his feet as it goes into the corner now. Onto the point. Looking for a move, stripped to the puck here. It could be a break. Coming ahead is Nate Silvaggio on a breakaway, and it's a great blocker save there into the corner by Forrence, now on the wing. Broussard moving out the other way. What an opportunity that was for Nate Silvaggio. Dancing free is Broussard trying to get by the defense. Can't get the shot away, drops it off there. Looking to slow down the pace now as Chaffee gets it across. Good forechecking pressure here by Cabot, but out come the Dukes the other way. Backhanded across, intercept there on that pass to Silvaggio. As he picks that up once again on the forecheck, avoids a hit from two Cabot players, and onto the defense it goes again across to Green, number 20 of the Dukes. He dumps it into the far side corner, and Oliver retreats that for the Cabot. Across to McGinnis, ahead to Davidson. He's got some wheels and he turns them on. Up the ice he comes, dumps it in, chases after it on the forecheck. Really knows how to get the foot speed up and accelerate quickly, does Davidson, number 20. In on that forecheck, trying to get the hold of that puck on the wall here. Davidson has a hold of it, sliding a pass, intercepted there by Bullpit. Wyatt Bullpit down the right wing side, waits and shoots as he followed that through on the slap shot, but that went wide. Dumped along the boards by McGinnis. Moves it across to Bowring. Bowring. Down, stopped up by Forrence behind the goal. Pass in front of the net there, that goes wide. Into the corner for McDonald. Aiden McDonald moved it on the wing. Good forechecking pressure now here by the Dukes to try to respond. As there's going to be a penalty call on the play here. It's a head contact penalty. So we're going to have our first power play of the game. This one going for the Dukes as they'll be on the man advantage here. This power play brought to you by Route 19 Plumbing. And so Zachary Oliver in the box here for the Cabot Highlanders. And so the first power play of the game will go to the Eastern Dukes as they look to capitalize. 2 minutes on the clock. Onto the point to Chaffee, across to Hunter. We're going to set things up on the power play. Moves it across. Holding on, pass in front, looking there for Silvaggio, but it couldn't get in his wheelhouse as he turns on the wide side. Holding onto it to the center. Moves across the other side point and drops it off. Switching positions here in the offensive zone are the Dukes. Moves it across. Gets it back. Silvaggio in the corner. Off the boards to Morrison. Backhand pass to Chaffee. Chaffee waits, shoots, and that's deflected over the net. Followed up there by McLernan in the corner. McLernan dancing free, couldn't get a shot there, so he drops it off to Chaffee. Across. Shot there by Hunter off the glove of Forrence and into the corner. Tense moments here for the Cabot faithful. McLernan onto the point. Good puck movement here. Hunter moving in, waits, shoots, so that's deflected wide. McGinnis on the back end, fires that out, and Chaffee turns with it now. Pass across to Silvaggio. Silvaggio down that right wing, steps into the center of the ice, holds on the point, and he got out of the zone there as Boyd backhands that into the corner of the offensive zone and kills some time on the power play. 45 seconds left in the man advantage here for the Dukes. Up the ice comes Pierce. Moves to his back end on the right wing side, steps in, holds it on the wide, moves behind the goal, backhands it to the point, intercepted momentarily there by the Cabot Highlanders, but that goes free to the neutral zone ice. And the Dukes have to tag up here. Bullpit turning with it. Just 25 seconds left to go on the man advantage. Pierce now with the possession. Moving wide, drops it off for Arsenault. That's blocked and went off the body there of McClellan on that clearing attempt by the defense as that goes down the ice. Line changes here with a penalty killing unit for the Highlanders. The Dukes dropping it off there. Nice move by Pierce in his own zone. Looks to find some time and space and slides a pass across to Arsenault. Back to even strength as Arsenault skates in, drops it off to Moore shot, and a quick shoulder save there into the netting for Forrence. As he reacted to that one, got a piece of it, and deflected into the netting for a stoppage in play. Dukes in the corner now off that draw. Broussard trying to get a hold of that loose puck. Hunter retrieving that shot there off the crossbar. It looked like it went in almost at the back bar, but the official not seeing a goal there. There's a crowd reaction there. Close call there for the Highlanders. On the backhand, rimmed around the boards. A quick release that was on the glove hand side as Reddick gets a hold of it here. Broussard skating out. Skates wide, Broussard trying to break free, and he can't get a shot away here as it's worked into the corner. Good hard physical play in the first. McDonald moves it across there looking for Fisher. Can't get it to him in time. That's moved across to Broussard. It's out of his reach. And he didn't get a stick on it in time. And so now there'll be an icing here against the Cabot Highlanders. Draw in the offensive zone here for the Dukes. 11:27 left to play in the first. Face off to the left of the goaltender, Leo Forrence. Moore on the draw. Draw won there by Broussard, moved across to the wing side. Right wing side, rather. As out come the Cabot Highlanders, dumping it in there. Green chasing after it. Good forechecking pressure there by Aiden Bowie. Had a step on him, but out come the Dukes now the other way. Good back check, taken by Green now. Skating in wide, Green holds on to it, drops it there to Moore. Moore trying to step in. Holds on to it, shoots, and a sharp angle shot is stopped there by Forrence into the corner. And Cabot Highlanders now possession in their own zone. Nice move by McGinnis to the inside, drops it off. Touch pass there for Davidson. Davidson chips it by, takes a hit to make the play and gets it deep. McGinnis on the forecheck. Tries to hold that on. Kick there into the zone by McDonald. Davidson following it up on the far corner, but it's taken now by the Dukes, skating out the other way. Morrison gains the center ice line and dumps it in here for the Dukes as they get a line change. John Hugh McGinnis moves to the backhand, skates to the center ice area, holds onto that puck, moves wide, tries to pass it in front and through everybody, and a collision with the goalpost there by Davidson, and so that'll be another stoppage in play here as the net is off its moorings. Once again, we thank our game sponsor here, Steel Mac out of Antigonish. Draw in the offensive zone here for the Highlanders. Pierce trying to get a hold of that. McClellan trying to sweep it in front. McCormick gets it to a defense. Moved across now. Out comes Nate Silvaggio stepping in, rips a shot there through a screen that went wide. Boyd trying to chop that. Taken here by the Cabot Highlanders, moved across. Boyd unable to get a outlet pass there. He fires it off the wall. And it's taken there by Bowring and dumped back in here for the Dukes. Neither team looking to take too many high-risk plays here so far in the first. Know how much is on the line. They just look to dump it in and try to grind out the puck possession game in the offensive zone on the forechecks here. The Dukes playing the similar style to Cabot in this hockey game. As could be a battle of wills here. More so than other games as that's dumped off the boards down the ice here for Cabot, but they didn't gain the center ice line, and so that'll be a stoppage and a whistle for icing. So down to the other end here in the Cabot zone for this face-off. And so a neutral draw here. A compromise for the icing call here, as we'll start at center ice for this draw. Draw won by the Cabot Highlanders, down deep for Campbell. Swept around behind, given away here. Behind the net, pass in front to Bullpit and covered as he whiffed on that shot. And who knows what could have happened if he got solid wood on that one, as Forrence made the save point blank. As Bullpit might be a little disappointed on that one. He knows how he can get good wood on any shot. It just caught the heel of the blade on that one, as that's put in for Bullpit again. Another chance in front, a pass by Bullpit. That one didn't catch Hunter. and caught a defenseman instead, as Campbell got a stick on that one. McDonald behind his own goal for the Cabot. Taken here by the Dukes. Looking for that opening goal here. So important in a big game to get that momentum on the board early. As a pass in front, that's deflected. Good opening pressure here by the Dukes. And that's another icing call here against the Highlanders with 8:40 to go in the first. The Dukes with an incredible performance earlier in the day as they came into today in a must-win scenario for the morning game, as they didn't have a win yet in the tournament, and they won by a score of 7-2 over the Moncton Thunderbirds. A dominant performance. They came ready. I was at the rink early this morning, and they were already up at the walking track as a team doing warm-ups well before everybody else in the arena, and they have a mentality to win today, and so far they're pushing the pace in the first here against the hometown Cabot Highlanders, trying to prove themselves worthy to step into that championship game. It's a hard hit there in the corner by Hartman on the back check for the Dukes, as that's dumped in here. Off the boards, taken at center ice then, dumped back in here onto the skate of Landry, who takes that for the Cabot Highlanders. Dumping it out, looking for Reddick. That goes down the ice. Offensive zone draw here for the Cabot Highlanders. Broussard, the speedy centerman, on the draw once again here. Wins it back, shot there from Reddick, and that's a good save. Swallowed up by Kennedy. And a slight advantage in zone pressure for the Dukes in this first period, but equal in shots at the moment. Cabot keeping things to the outside and trying to block everything that's going towards their net. And now they try to get some more pressure on their own side of the puck here. There's going to be a delayed penalty here coming to the Dukes as the goaltender Forrence goes to the net for the extra attacker. Dropped off to McGinnis. McGinnis finds the wing, onto the point, touched up there. And the Cabot Highlanders with their first power play of the game, this time brought to you by AB Mechanical. And so Liam Moore going to the box for cross-checking. 7:30 left to play here in the first. Golden opportunity to get that opening goal of this critical game. Aidan McDonald on the draw. Tries to dangle to himself. That goes all the way down the ice here, and a clearing attempt by the Dukes, a successful one at that. And they start the kill off successfully for that first face-off win in the defensive zone, as now the Highlanders look to set things up as McGinnis fumbled it momentarily but steps back. Pressured there by Rinko, drops it off. Here comes Broussard wheeling down the ice. On the right-hand side, stops up, waits for a passing option, slides it to McGinnis, who steps in. McGinnis stripped of the puck there by Rinko. Rinko tries to dangle past Broussard, but Broussard gets a stick on that, and he turns back into his own zone. Round behind the goal, Broussard holds onto it, steps wide, and goes to the inside. Moves it ahead, intercepted there, and fired down the ice by Morrison. And a penalty killing unit line change here for the Dukes. Minute 9 left to play in the power play. Here comes John Hugh McGinnis down the right wing side. Holds onto it on the backhand, passes in front, and that went through everybody into the near wall. Plot back in by Jake McGinnis. Davidson in the corner. Davidson waits, tries to dangle, and he's checked there. As him and McGinnis come together there to try and take that loose puck, but that's off the glass and out. Dumped down the ice by Beckett Quinn. Or Hugh McDonald, rather, for the Dukes. Mixing up 15 and 19 there as that's moved across to Landry, stepping up on the left wing side. Landry holds onto it, drops it off to Reddick. Reddick down the wing, dumps it in there for Bowie. Bowie around the boards there for Landry. Landry drops it off for Boyd. Boyd on the point. Pressure there by the forecheck. Aggressive penalty kill of the Dukes as that shot from distance, and Kennedy able to make it save as he saw that all the way. 5:37 left to play here in the first period of play. Just 8 seconds remaining in our AV Mechanical power play. So the Dukes pretty close to killing this first penalty off. As that one won to the point, fired back down the ice. And that should do it here for the penalty. As Boyd picks it up behind the goal, we're back to even strength here. Moore heads back to the bench for get that fifth attacker on for the Dukes. Dumped out by Boyd into the corner, and the cycle play started once again here for the Highlanders. Taken by Fisher. Fisher moves it ahead. Good play there by McLernan, trying to get past the defense, and a back check there for Boyd. And he chopped the shot there off of McCormick, who almost intercepted that in front of the net. Boyd moves it across. Good chip play ahead to Heb. Heb on it. Jacob Heb trying to move it to the drop pass there, but Green gets a hold of it, moves it ahead. Intercepted there by the Cabot Highlanders. Out they come. Landry rips it into the zone, right onto the glove of Lincoln Kennedy, who makes the save and holds on for the whistle. Another offensive zone draw here for Cabot as Jack McGinnis, number 2, steps up to the plate. Clean win there for McCormick in the defensive zone. Rimmed around the boards. McCampbell looking to hold the line, but McLernan looking to chip it past him. Campbell gets a hold of that puck and backhands it in deep. Pierce retrieving that here for the Dukes. Steps out in front of his own goal. Almost got a caught there by McGinnis. As here comes McLernan down the right wing side, holding on to it. Shoots there, and a good stick save for Forrence onto the far side. Fisher dumps it in. Landry takes a hit from McLernan, trying to get him off the puck. Good forechecking pressure here by the Dukes, looking to take Landry, the captain of the Highlanders, off that puck. Jack McGinnis comes to help him out. But Landry on his own here, trying to clear a pass. Gave it up to Pierce. Pierce holds it, tries to dump it in. Taken here by Fisher, trying to dangle. Landry gets back. McGinnis moves it across. Almost gave it away, but he gets it back and slides it, move it across for McHattie. Stripped to the puck there by Pierce. Here's McClellan. Backhands it off the paddle of the stick there of Kennedy onto the winger and moved out to Silvaggio. Arsenault takes that puck at center ice area. Good defensive coverage by both teams here. Not many quality opportunities here thus far. 7-6 are the shots in favor of the Cabot as Crowley moves it there, trying to find Hunter. Hunter gets checked by Davidson into the corner to Landry. Landry sweeping it around. Looking like a defensive battle thus far. Davidson works that puck free, gets it there to McDonald, unable to get a rush going here as it's taken by Hugh McDonald now of the Dukes. Holds onto it, slides it across there for Crowley. Crowley off the boards, hit the linesman there. He has to retrieve that himself. Get a hold of it, sliding it to Hunter. Hunter steps over that center ice line and dumps it in there for the Dukes. Round the boards behind it goes. Picked up there by Oliver. Round the boards there finds Boyd. Boyd turning with it. That would pass across there for Davidson. Davidson going to make a couple moves there, but he's pressured by Moore. Skates wide. Davidson dumps the puck in and skates after it against Crowley. Moving in there. Hard hit by Davidson on Crowley, finishing his check on the play there. It's a huge factor physically all game, last game long. Here they come again to Dukes, firing a shot there from distance. Blockered into the netting. And Davidson, leading goal scorer through the regular season for the Cabot Highlanders. Ryan Davidson with 36 points in 35 games played. And not just a skill player, he knows how to throw the body around. You saw just that at the last play there. Finishing his checks. As all the team on the Cabot Highlanders are encouraged to finish their checks all game long. As that's moved out to neutral zone ice, fired back down by the Dukes. Landry receiving that. Moved ahead to Broussard. Broussard down the right wing side, dropping off to Reddick. Reddick down the left wing. Trying to dangle free to the wide side, holds onto it. Backhand into the corner. Broussard trying to dance free, gets it to Reddick. Reddick Dumps it deep for Broussard. There's going to be a call here. And it's looking like an interference call. And it's going to go to the Dukes, so another power play here for the Cabot Highlanders coming up. As Moore is going to take a second penalty of the game. This power play brought to you by Route 19 Plumbing. There's another golden opportunity here just near the close of the first period of play. A possibility for the hometown Highlanders to get the opening goal of this crucial final game of round robin, as that's skated in by Broussard off the wing. Wait, shooting, that's blocked. Chaffee trying to follow it up. Davidson battling for it. McGinnis gets a stick on that. Trying to knock his man off the puck, tangling up with Hunter. Fired down the ice by the Dukes. Both teams seem fairly evenly matched to start this hockey game, as physical play is starting to be a factor already. As Broussard skates into neutral zone ice. Backhands it off, and now it's taken here by McGinnis. Great penalty killing effort so far by the Dukes. McGinnis skating in wide, holding on to it. Works behind the goal. Pressure by Chaffee, trying to ring it around the boards, taken there by Morrison, chipped at, kept alive there by McDonald. Off the boards, McDonald still keeps it alive. Across to Broussard. Waits, tries to slide a pass, intercepted by Morrison, dropped back there to McDonald. Shot there from distance off the glove, it looked like, of Kennedy into the corner. McGinnis trying to backhand pass feed to Davidson. Davidson follows it up with some pressure here on Chaffee. Trying to break loose, he fires it down the ice with 44 seconds to go. And just about the same length of time left in the power play as well, as McDonald steps in behind his goal. Or McGinnis rather, drops it off. Reddick chops at it, back to McGinnis here in the zone end. Great forechecking pressure here by the penalty killing of the Dukes here. As now out come the Highlanders through neutral zone ice. On the back end, dumped in there by Heb. Round the boards there for Bowie. Bowie in the corner, trying to dangle past the defense. He does get by. Bowie in the corner, trying to slide it to the point. 12 seconds to go in the first frame. Fired shot there by Boyd, deflected wide. They got to get it to the net here. 7 seconds to go. McLernon firing it around. Taking on the line there, and that goes out of the zone as Oliver can't get a stick on that. That'll do it here. Scoreless after the opening frame. And 7-6 in favor of the Highlanders in shots after one period. Still 5 seconds left to go in that power play to start that second period of play once we get the ice flooded here. Stay tuned for second period of play. Scoreless after one. Live from the Port Hawkesbury Civic Center here. Brought to you by High Button Sports. Stay tuned. And we are back at the Port Hawkesbury Civic Center to start this second period of play. Scoreless after one as the linesmen set up the nets here on either end. Goaltenders getting warmed up. Close back and forth action there in the first. Not too many high quality scoring chances. Both teams looking to keep each other to the outside, allowing their goaltenders to read that play, see the puck coming, and make the easy save. So it's going to be hard pressed here. Throughout this game, looks so far to be a very defensive minded battle from both teams. They're trying to keep that foot on the gas and break through. Who's going to be the first to do that? He might find the game opening up here in the second. There's a bounce in front of the net. A quick play by Crowley on the back check. That could have been a disaster there for the Dukes on a funny bounce on the dump in. As here's another chance there. McGinnis rips one. That lobbed into the corner off the deflection. And Davidson on the forecheck. Bumps it back. We're back to even strength here. And looks like a hand pass on the play here. So a neutral zone faceoff will ensue. 19:32 left. There's 28 seconds into the second period here. Looks like there's a cross-checking penalty coming up here. I didn't catch that, and so another power play coming up here, this time brought to you by AB Mechanical, as the Dukes once again here going to the box. It's going to be Crowley, so the Cabot Highlanders with another power play opportunity here to start the second period of play. What a turn of events. So this could be a moment to break open the offense here for Cabot. Off that draw, Broussard gets it onto the point, takes a tumble there, across to McGinnis. Off a funny bounce here. Out comes Rinko, shorthanded down the wing. Dances free Rinko, and a good back check there by McGinnis. Got a stick on that. And now out comes McDonald, dropping it back from McGinnis. You got to watch out for these Dukes on the penalty kill. They already have 2 shorthanded goals in this tournament. Might have even more. I don't have the stat sheet with me, but in particular, Morrison, who's on the penalty kill, already has 2 shorties himself. As this is brought into the offensive zone here for Cabot. Dropped down to the point. Broussard holding on to it. Drops it off to McGinnis. Rips a shot from the point. Pad save there for Kennedy. Into the corner to McDonald. McDonald on the near wall. Holding on to it. Turns with it. Trying to find some time and space. Drops it off. Switches positions with Davidson. Heap fans on that shot. Looking to get it towards the goal. Onto the point to McGinnis. Rips it. Save made. And smothered and held by Kennedy. Some extracurriculars there after the cover. And both teams getting in each other's faces now, as they both know what's on the line here in this contest. 1:08 left here in the man advantage. Brought to you by AD Mechanical. As Aiden McDonald still on the ice here on the face-off dot for the Highlanders. That draw won by the Dukes, and they dump it out of the zone here. Stopped up for Landry. Landry behind his own goal. Tries to find a passing lane here. Pressure there by Bullpit on the penalty kill. He dumps it back in. Aggressive penalty kill here for the Dukes, as Broussard forced behind his own net. Good forecheck there by McLernan. He gets checked. And now out come Cabot the other way. Landry trying to dance on by, holds on the back end, dumps it in around the boards, and finds McGinnis. Jake McGinnis drops it to McDonald, waits and shoots. Glove save there for Kennedy. 22 seconds left in the man advantage here. Power play unit line change for the Cabot Highlanders for this face-off. 17:54 on the clock. And a penalty killing unit line change as well for the Eastern Dukes. So the Western Rebels out of PEI have secured their spot in the championship. It's up to these two teams now to determine who's going to make it to play the Western Rebels tomorrow. Will it be a battle of Nova Scotia versus PEI, or will it be the PEI Provincial Championship Game 7 all over again for the Maritime Championship, as out comes Morrison down the wing. So waits and shoots, and a glove save there for Forrence on the rush. You got to feel as the seconds and minutes start to tick by and we get more in the length of this game, it remains scoreless. That first goal could be a pressure cooker for the team that gets scored on as the defensive game moves along. McCormick on the offensive zone draw here for the Dukes. That one won defensively there by Cabot. As turning with it now is Boyd, pressured there by the forecheck of Morrison. Off the wing there, down the ice. And that'll be icing here against Cabot, so another defensive zone draw here against them. Morrison steps up to the plate. Good pounce there by Boyd, sweeps it off the boards, but held at the line there, taken now. And moved out by the Cabot Highlanders. Out they come with numbers here. Trying to slide it through, intercepted by Morrison. Now he skates up the right wing side. Pressured there by McGinnis on the back check. Dumped in there. This puck is sticky to the ice here after the Zamboni cleared it, and ice not quite dry yet as that caught the players by surprise. They had to stop quickly on that one as Cabot looking to get free. McClellan look for a call there on the hook by the back check of McCormick. Off the boards, another funny hop there with the sticky ice as Hartman gets a hold of it. Fires a shot off the blocker of Forrence. Pops up behind the goal. Backhanded by Oliver to his defensive partner, and that's chipped out. Bounces free. It could be a break here for Heb, trying to get past the defense. Heb taking the puck to the net. A shot there that's stopped by the goaltender. There's going to be a penalty called on the play here. Forrence goes to the bench here. Extra attacker on for Cabot. Delayed penalty coming up. Heb moves it out to the point and past it. Down the ice it goes as Campbell gets a hold of it here. Heb on the deflection there. That's stopped up by McDonald in the center ice line. And it's a holding call here. It's going to go once again to the Dukes. This time to Crowley, who goes to serve the penalty. This power play brought to you by Route 19 Plumbing. As another power play here for the Cabot Highlanders. Can they capitalize this time? As the Dukes have been very effective on the penalty kill, even getting a couple scoring chances. They've done it throughout the tournament. The very effective and aggressive penalty kill. As that's moved across here, and Cabot look to set things up. On to the point. Landry down low. Pass it for that shot, and that's fanned on and get solid wood on it. As it's on to the point to Boyd now. Boyd holding on to the point. Waits, steps in, shoots. That's blocked in front and cleared by the Dukes. As McClellan got that one deep. Stopped up by Florence behind the goal for Boyd. Boyd, in front of his own goal. Bullpit chasing him down. On to Heb. Heb, nice move by Jacob Heb down the wing side. Steps into the middle, waits and shoots, he scores! Jacob Heb on the rush. It's a power play goal. And Cabot lead the game 1-0 here in the second. Jacob Heb almost took a tumble there, stayed on his feet, got into the zone, stepped into the middle and ripped one. About the middle of the net, stick side, underneath the arm and above the pad. They call that one the 7-hole. Great shot there by Heb to open the scoring for Cabot, getting the crowd into the game on the power play. Intercepted here, a chance now. Shot there, blocked in front. Almost a quick response there for the Dukes. As we're announcing the other goal, a shot there, blocking in front. Another rebound chance in front, and they can't get the shot away. Look out, the Dukes looking to make a quick response here. As that's taken out by Cabot. Here come the Dukes again, sliding it out to Moore. Game starting to open up here after that goal. Davidson moving in, waits and shoots, so that's stopped and covered by Kennedy. That goal shook out the cobwebs for both teams here as things starting to open up on the rush. Opportunities going both ways. There's a shot there by Reddick, goes wide. Looking to hold the line there is Landry, dumping it back in for the cycle play for Cabot. Broussard on the forecheck against Crowley, trying to take that puck loose. Gets free to Reddick. Reddick down the side, backhand in front, and he can't get solid wood on that or towards the goal. It's taken by Landry now on the point. Here's a shot there, sails over the goal. Into the corner. Bullpit. He's checked by Reddick. Knocked off the puck here as Cabot gets a hold of it. Slid across to Landry. Taps off his stick. He dumps it in around the boards. Good cycle play here for Cabot. Broussard behind the goal. Slides it in front of the net. Chance of front shot. That's blocked by their own man as Reddick got a skate on that as it was heading towards that open goal. On to Landry. Landry tries to dump it in. Holds the line there. Great play by the captain. Ahead to Broussard. Broussard alone. Shoots. Save made by Kennedy. Close call there for the Dukes and a great save by their netminder. They needed that one here as Cabot is starting to push here in the second. What action here. Not even at the halfway point of the game yet. McGinnis on the draw. And 1-1 back. Trying to get a hold of it there is Heb, the goal scorer. On the near side wall in the offensive zone. Heb moves it free. Dropping it off to Oliver, who uses the body to hold that position and keep things alive. The pass is blocked by the forecheckers there of Cabot. Moved ahead. Dumped into the zone. Onto the stick of Kennedy. Moves it across here for the Dukes. Outlet pass. Here they come down the ice. It's McLernan down the wing. Shot there. Sticked aside by Forrence into the corner. Backing it onto the point to Chaffee. Chaffee waits and shoots. That goes wide. McCormack trying to dump that in. And now Cabot could be an all-man rush here the other way. 2-on-1. Sliding ahead to Heb. Heb waits. Shoots there just wide of the goal. McClellan in the corner. Dumps it off to... Tries to dump it in there to Heb. Heb holding onto it once again. Dances free. Tries to get it to the point, but it goes between the defensemen. Dropped off there. A fancy play and not a good one here as here comes Fisher down the wing and he's hauled down to the ice and that's going to draw a penalty here. And it's a holding call this time going against Cabot Highlanders. And so another power play here, this time going to the Dukes. As Landry makes his way to the box. That's Daniel Landry, that is. And this power play brought to you by AB Mechanical. And so now the Dukes with an opportunity on the man advantage to tie the hockey game here in the second. Their fans cheering them on in attendance as Morrison steps up to the draw. Tries to win it there. Cleared by Cabot to the neutral zone ice. Chaffee holding on to that one. Turning with it, looking for a passing lane. Slides it across to Morrison, switching places there in the last line of defense as Morrison turns. Doesn't want to force that play. Is looking to get a clean zone entry here are the Dukes and get things started on the cycle, but it's taken here by Cabot Highlanders looking to clear. Fired down the ice by McGinnis to start the kill. Stopped up by the goaltender in Kennedy. He clears it out down the ice. That's all the way down here. And that's going to be icing against the Dukes. 12-14 left in the second period of play. Minute 30 left in the man advantage. And the Dukes are in their own end for this face-off. Second penalty killing unit line on the ice for the Cabot Highlanders. Jake McGinnis on the draw. He's got Davidson on his left. Davidson on the forecheck. Going to use his speed. Look at him move. That's moved by Chaffee down the wing. Davidson after him. Tries to take him off the puck with a check. Chaffee, good strong on the puck there, drops it off. Davidson strips his man of the puck and dumps it out there for the Highlanders to kill some time on this penalty. Held there, drops it to Morrison. We're going to set things up, just a minute left here, halfway through the penalty. Turning with it now is Pierce. Stripped of the puck there by McGinnis. McGinnis waits. Turns, just looking to kill some time here. Waits, holds onto it, waits again, tries a shot, and that was a stick check there. And not able to take the shot there. Pierce moving with it now. Just 38 seconds left here in the penalty. Pierce moving wide. Tries to dump it in. Gets a check there on Boyd in the corner. McGinnis looking to help him out. McGinnis holds onto it. Jack McGinnis. Pinned there on the board by Pierce, looking to take him off the puck. 20 seconds left to go here in the power play for the Dukes. And get that puck loose. Taken here. Onto the point. Moved across to McCormick. McCormick waits. Side to the point. Shot there. Stick to side into the netting by Forrence. He saw that all the way and made the save. With 9 seconds left. in the man advantage. Both units making line changes here. This game, once again, sponsored by Steel Mac out of Antigonish. We thank them for their support. McCormick on the draw here for the Dukes in the offensive zone. Just 9 seconds to go in the man advantage. Dropping it off to McDonald. Clean win, shot there. Wide to the stick side. Taken by McGinnis. He winds. Slides it ahead there to McClellan, who can't free it up. Off the boards to Campbell. Here they come down the ice to the Highlanders. McGinnis trying to get escaped by the defense. McClellan looking to drop it off, but hounded there by Arsenault. Taking off the puck there, winded around the boards by Boring around the corner. McDonald now, Hugh McDonald. Number 15 for the Dukes. Skates past the center ice line, dumps it in, and he goes for a line change. Looking to take off the puck there is Broussard, but he can't get free. Campbell turning with it. Hounded there by Moore. Around the boards on the opposite side to Heb, the goal scorer here for the Highlanders. He holds on to that puck, skating into the center of the ice area. Drops it off the boards there for McClellan. He goes by him. Hugh McDonald off the boards. Finds Rinko. Rinko dropping off. Nice feed to Hartman. Hartman blocked that shot. As Campbell got a stick on that. Campbell in the corner now. Trying to move it free for Bowie. Bowie trying to find McClellan. Stripped of the puck by Hunter. Hunter tips it in there. And Landry getting that loose puck, and I think there's a stoppage in play here. And there's a player going to be going to the box here, and it's a misconduct call. It's going against the Dukes here. So another power play, this time brought to you by Route 19 Plumbing. And it looks like there's no power play here, it's just a misconduct, and we're going to stay with 5-on-5 here. So there's a 10-minute misconduct call. He's going to serve it in the box for 10 minutes of the hockey game, as that's moved ahead here by Broussard in the offensive zone. Once again, 5-on-5 hockey here, as Pierce behind the goal. He gets nailed behind the goal there on a hard hit. And that was Bowie with the hit in front of Broussard, winds and shoots. Pierce trying to hit of his own here after the play, or excuse me, after the puck went around the net. Landry on it now. Taken by Reddick. He sweeps it in. Now out come the Dukes the other way. Hunter trying to dangle his way by. My goodness, what a hit that was. Don't see many hits like that anymore. Dropping it off. Trying to sweep it into the zone. Physical play becoming a factor once again here in the second. And a slashing call coming up here. And it's going to go against McLernan, so now I can put my power play sign up. Route 19 Plumbing sponsoring this power play. So now the Cabot Highlanders once again on the power play here. 8:44 left in the second. And the Cabot dictating the pace so far in this second period of play, with the physical play especially becoming a factor as the game moves on. Can really wear a team down with that style of play. John Hugh McGinnis behind the goal, skating out. Drops it off for McDonald. Aiden McDonald skating wide. Holds onto that puck in the corner. McDonald onto the point, dumped in around the boards for Davidson. Davidson sweeping, turning with it on the backhand. Almost straight to the puck, but it's taken now by McGinnis. Jake McGinnis onto the point, finds Broussard. Broussard across to McGinnis. John Hugh McGinnis. Down for McDonald. McDonald drops it off. Jake McGinnis. On to John Hugh McGinnis. John Hugh McGinnis across. Broussard turning with it, thinking wiser of forcing the shot, moves it to McGinnis. John Hugh McGinnis across to Aiden McDonald. McDonald holds on, back across to Broussard. Unable to get a shooting lane here. Down to the minute mark of the power play. Shot there from distance, stick to side there. Another shot by Broussard, he winds and shoots, that's blocked. Chaffee trying to clear. Held there by Broussard, he chops at it. Taken by Hartman. Hartman clears it down the ice for the first clear for the Dukes on the power play. Just 48 seconds left to work for the Cabot Highlanders on the man advantage now. And they come up the ice. Tapped ahead there to Bowie. Bowie trying to dangle by. And that's going to be offside here against the Highlanders. Unable to get a clean zone entry on that play. Once again, this power play brought to you by Route 19 Plumbing. Neutral zone face-off just outside the Duke's zone. Heb on the draw. One back to the defense here and moved across. Wing wide there is Boyd trying to drop it off. Good hit there by Bullpit on Boyd, finishing his check as well for the Dukes, as that's covered and held by Kennedy, and another offensive zone draw here to take place for Cabot. Jacob Heb on the draw once again here for the Highlanders. Up against Liam Moore. Onto the point. Chopped up by Boyd. Moore trying to take it free. Chips it ahead for Bullpit, and he's swept off a puck there by Boyd. Fired back down. Intercepted by Reddick. He catches the puck. Holds onto it there. Just 5 seconds to go in the man advantage. Here comes Reddick down the wing. Stepping into the center of the ice. Trying to drop it off, and it's taken there by Moore. McLernan's back on the ice. Pass ahead to him. McLernan down the wing, and he can't get a shot away. Tries to slide to the center of the ice. Reddick on it. Backhands it. Bullpit with a check there. Back to even strength here. 6:30 left to go in the second. Move free. Here's Moore's shot there, and that's a high riser off the glove and into the netting. A quick release by Moore. And full line changes for both teams here to start this draw. And once again, a thank you to Steel Mac for sponsoring this game, as well as being the silver sponsor for the tournament. McCormick on the draw here in the offensive zone. Off the draw, spun around behind the goal. And McHattie unable to get a stick on that. A centering pass swept aside by the defense. Nice move there by McHattie, stripping his man of the puck and skating up the wing side, dumping it in there for the Highlanders. Skating after it, he's got Crowley to contend with, as well as Pierce, who steps behind the goal. Pierce off the boards, picks it up. Defenseman looking to lumber through the ice, so that's taken off by McHattie, who delivers a good check. As out come a drop pass to King, and he's unable to make a play. Dropping it off there, McCormick in his feet, and moved ahead by Landry, gives it away, and it's dumped in here to Silvaggio, who skates after it. Taken by the defense of the Highlanders, moved ahead. McCormick glides it free. Here's a chance in front, shot, score! It's Arsenault! And he ties the hockey game at 1 here for the Dukes. Quick release there, turnover, pass to the open Arsenault, and he ripped it bar down, glove hand side. And it's a brand new hockey game here, 5:33 left in the second period. And after quite a bit of foot on the gas pedal for Cabot with those power plays, unable to capitalize. A vote of confidence from the defensive core of that penalty kill from the Dukes gives them an opportunity in the offensive zone. You play on one end of the puck, you earn opportunities on the other, as that distance shot stopped by Forrence. Moved wide there, McGinnis trying to get a hold of it. And here comes Cabot again the other way. Moving wide there, backhand feet in front, intercepted there by McLernan, and he turns with it now. A berth in the championship game on the line here. Things starting to heat up in the second. 5 minutes left to play here in the second frame. Chipped up, bobbles down, Heb intercepts that. Held there by Landry. Holds onto it, off the boards. Chaffee intercepts that and he dumps it, but it's held by Heb and moved ahead. Over to McLernan. Nice move to get by McLernan. And he can't get a shot away. Hunter follows that up for the Dukes. The Dukes with a spring in their step now near the close of the second period. Looking to get things started once again in the offensive zone. Hunter looking to get it deep. Holds onto that puck. Trying to dangle there by John Hugh McGinnis, unable to do so. As let's move on to the near side wing. Chopped off Chaffee, holds the line. Shot there from distance. Swallowed up by Forrence for the whistle. With 4:21 left to go, and some jawing after the play here as McLernan gets into the mix there. Or Fisher rather, with Jack McGinnis after the whistle. There's always head games going on in these contests, especially when it's close and a lot is on the line. You want any advantage you can over the opponent. And you can't take a physical advantage, you'll take a psychological one. And games within the games as Davidson skates in wide, tries to center a pass there in front, and that's taken by McGinnis, and the net looks to be off its moorings here on that post-to-post play by Kennedy. So an offensive zone face-off once again here for the Cabot Highlanders. 4:07 left to play in the second frame. Aiden McDonald on the draw. Davidson on that right side. Jake McGinnis parked at the top. A wicked shot there from sharp angle. Sails over the goal into the glass. Morrison retrieves that here for the Dukes. Holds onto it, slides it across to his defense there. As Boring has to turn, he's got Davidson hounding him. Almost a giveaway there. A close call for the Dukes, but they come out to center ice area. Dumped in there by Hartman. Almost has a collision with the linesman off that hit from McGinnis. Moves it across here. Chip play out to McDonald. Foot race for the puck here as McGinnis looks to strip him of it. Across to Boring. Two number 11s coming together there in the corner. Here come the Dukes the other way. Sliding a pass ahead to Hartman. Chips it by Oliver and tries to skate after it. Beat him to the puck. Oliver there first. Slides it across. As turning with it now is Boyd. Moves it across to Jake McGinnis. Nice pass ahead to Davidson. Davidson holding on to it, waits and shoots, and that's blocked and deflected into the corner. Around the boards it goes here for the cycle play once again. Back in by Campbell around to Davidson. Davidson behind the goal. Davidson turning, waits, shoots out a sharp angle off the shoulder of Kennedy, and he makes the play and stops the puck for a whistle here with 2:59 left in the second. Offensive zone draw once again for Cabot Highlanders. Full line change for the Dukes in the defensive zone. And the Broussard line back on the ice here for Cabot. Broussard chips in and off the draw. Taken by Silvaggio. Nate Silvaggio up ahead for the Dukes. Finds Bullpit. Bullpit skating in wide. Always a factor there in the offensive zone as Bullpit hounds Campbell, trying to get that loose puck, delivers a body check on him, pins him to the wall, and tries to get him off the puck. Broussard there to help him out. Silvaggio. Broussard around the boards. Moves it ahead there, stripped to the puck, back to Landry. Landry, nice move there, under pressure. Tries to move it ahead, and taken by Silvaggio on the neutral zone ice. Gains the red line, dumps it in, off the stick of Forrence. Back into there by Campbell around the boards. Good forechecking pressure here by the Dukes, try to force some turnovers out of the Highlanders. That goes out and turned over once again. Pierce dumps it in to continue the cycle play here for the Dukes. Campbell around the boards. Gives it away on the point there to Pierce on the wall. Fired shot there looking for a tip. McCormick following it up. Just a minute 57 left to go here. The second across to Pierce. Pierce skates in, waits, shoots. Look at off the knob of the stick of Forrence into the glass. Still alive here for the Dukes, trying to center it. And hemmed in their own zone with the Cabot Highlanders there, but they finally get it out and look for a line change here. Crowley behind his own goal. Crowley trying to drop it off, hounded there. Nice forecheck there, back in front, shot, and McClellan unable to cash in. Good forechecking pressure now by the Highlanders. McClellan backhands it in front and can't get to find the stick there of Heb, who's got the lone goal so far for the Highlanders. McLernan. Gathering speed in the neutral zone. McLernan up ahead, dumps it in there. Chopped at for the Highlanders, out to neutral zone ice. Picked up by the Dukes now. Chaffee. Across. Chipped there out of the zone. And a back and forth play in the second period play. Last minute. 55 seconds left to go. Off the boards, looking for Heb. Intercepted there by Arsenault. He's got the goal for the Dukes in this hockey game. Taken by Hunter. Fires a shot there. Patted aside by Forrence into the corner. 43 seconds left to go. And here come the Highlanders the other way. Heb moves to the side to McGinnis. It's just out of his reach. He follows it up and tries to dump it in. Out to neutral zone ice. Dumped in. McLernan head ahead of the play. He's got Landry on him. Slides it in front. Landry blocked that pass. Another chance here. Can't get the pass in front as John Hugh McGinnis picks that up and runs it around the boards. 23 seconds left to go. Good pressure here by the Dukes. What a factor it would be for either of these teams to take a lead into that third period with a late goal here. Good battle here on the near wall. Chaffee dumps it in there for the Dukes. 5 seconds to go here. And the Dukes are offside here. That'll do it for the second period of play. All tied up at 1 after the second frame.
For the Dukes, 11 for a total of 17. For the Cabot Highlanders, 11 for a total of 18.
So the Cabot Highlanders in a slight edge in shots with 18-17, but very even and close game thus far. Defensive battle, plenty of scoring opportunities as well. And we'll go all tied up at 1 into the third period of play. Stay tuned for that live here from High Button Sports. This game, of course, brought to you by Steel Mac. We'll be back to you shortly with the third period of play. Stay tuned. And we are back live from the Port Hawkesbury Civic Center for this final game of round robin, the deciding game for who is going to be the second team to make it to the championship tomorrow afternoon at noon. Cabot Highlanders, Eastern Dukes. Highlanders win the draw to start the period here. Moved ahead to Davidson. He chips it in and chases after it. They get things started on the forecheck. Knocks a stick into the hands of Crowley. Moving on the forecheck, back in front of that sweeping shot there, blocked in front as McDonald tried to get a sweeping shot away, and the puck sticking to the ice once again here to start the third. Moving ahead wide is Arsenault, looking to get a hold of the puck. And the ice a little bit sticky here after the Zamboni flood as McDonald moves ahead, holds onto it. He gets checked there, but Hunter getting the worst of that one as he collided with his own man on the way through and the follow through of the check there. And that was Salvaggio getting some interference in there with the hit from his teammate. Sometimes when you throw a hit, you don't know how much momentum you have going through, and you might collide with one of your own men to try to take out the other guy. As that goes down the ice for Cabot. Excuse me, for the Dukes, as that'll be icing here against them. So all the way back down to the Dukes' end. Offensive zone draw here for Cabot. And this game once again brought to you by Steel Macket of Antigonish. We thank you for your support. And also thank you to presenting sponsor, Home Harbor, and the Mac Group out of Port Hawkesbury, Port Hood, and by Cogma as that draw won by the Dukes, cleared out, dumped in by Boyd off the intercept by Cabot. Looking to start thing on the cycle play here in the third. Out in the corner they go. Hard hit there on Bowie, he gets knocked to the ice. Out to neutral zone ice there. Dumped back in by Boyd as a linesman took a tumble there as he was skating backwards, and not as much padding there as the player, so that one doesn't feel too comfortable as Boyd moves ahead with it. Almost took out the linesman there on his way into the zone. He had to jump out of the way. As off the boards, Hartman fires it back into his own zone for good forechecking pressure here by the Highlanders to start this period. Good check there in the corner. Reddick trying to get that on a stick check. Morrison drops it off for Chaffee. Chaffee off the glass. Simple play to get it out to neutral zone ice, but taken in once again by the Highlanders. Campbell rips it into the zone and around the board, stopped up in the corner by Kennedy. Moves it across. Good intercept there. Pass in front. Here comes McClellan. Sharp angle shot that's blocked by Chaffee into the corner. Rinko on it. Broussard with a hit on him, trying to get him off the puck. Good play by Rinko. Excuse me, Broussard taking their shot. Say, medium bound chance in front. They bang away. It's covered and held by Kennedy. And a cross check after the play on McClellan, as both teams getting a little skirmish going after that rebound opportunity in front. Things starting to heat up here in the third. So much on the line here for both these teams. As the Dukes, a little bit of a chip on their shoulder after the opening two contests of this tournament, as they were 0-2. And they're looking to climb all the way back and find a berth in the final after that start. They made an impact in that earlier 7-2 win of this day, but they have a tougher contest in them here with Cabot. As that's McGinnis moving them off the boards. Dumped back in here for the Dukes. Landry behind his own goal. Checked by Bullpit off the boards. McCormick holds it. Trying to find Bowring. Bowring with a check there on the wall. Rinko on the back check, slides it across to Pierce. It's out of his reach. And watch out, here comes Jacob Hebb after it. Moved across here, good defensive positioning there by the Dukes as out they come now on the offense. Shot there by Bullpit, a quick one and a good glove save there for Florence rather. Face off in the offensive zone. Hunter on the draw here up against Broussard. Off the draw, Cabot wins possession. Moving to the wide is King. King dumping it in there for Cabot. McHattie after on the forecheck, trying to get his man off the puck. As Hugh McDonald, hounded there by two Cabot players, swimmed around the boards there for Broussard. Broussard drops it off on the point. Landry walking the line, waits and shoots from distance. That's blocked in front. Another chop shot that's blocked as well. King trying to follow it up. Goes outlet there to Fisher. Cash Fisher. Moves it in, dumps it in there, makes the simple play and chases after it on the forecheck. John Hugh McGinnis behind his own goal. Backhand feed there. McHattie chips it ahead. Over to King. He skates off his skate with a kicking motion there as it's dumped in for Broussard. Into the corner now. Taken by McDonald behind his own goal. Hugh McDonald turning. Hounded there by the Highlanders forecheck. Off the wall. Davidson's back on the ice for the Highlanders, number 20. As the Highlanders go for a line change here. Here they come again. McDonald, he's got Davidson on his left. McDonald dances free, unable to get a shot away. Following it up behind the goal. Good strong on his feet there was McDonald there. He took almost two of the Dukes out of the play there on his rush to the net. Crowley turning behind, drops it off. And there's going to be a penalty call on the play here. It's a slashing call. And it's going against the Dukes. This time it's Connor Arsenault, the goal scorer, going to the box here. So another power play brought to you by AB Mechanical. 15:30 left to play here in the third. This could be a crucial moment in this hockey game. Such a tight defensive battle. And if the Cabot Highlanders can score on the power play here, then they can really put the pressure on to the Dukes. Shot there from distance all the way through, and it just goes wide. Davidson behind the goal. And that's covered by Kennedy.
2 minutes for slashing. Time of the penalty, 4 minutes, 30 seconds.
Connor Arsenault with the slashing penalty, 4 minutes and 30 seconds into this third period of play. Aidan McDonald on the draw. Rinko steps up. Draw one to the point. Broussard slides it across. McGinnis dumps it deep. Stick was broken here by McDonald as he goes to the bench. Out in the corner. Heb comes on in relief. McGinnis behind the goal. Davidson looking to drag it. McGinnis on the point to Broussard. Broussard rips it from the point. Off the goal post on the tip. Great opportunity there on that point shot by Broussard as Rinko skates ahead shorthanded. Taken by Broussard now. McGinnis and Rinko take a tumble to the ice together as that's moved ahead to Broussard. Broussard down the wing. Holding on to it. Broussard trying to dangle a bit there. Taken by Chaffee and dumped down. Whole of the line. Great play there by John Hugh McGinnis. Great hand-eye. Skates in. Shoots. Save made with the pad by Kennedy. Out in the corner now. McGinnis looking to set it up. Back into the front of the net. And a shot there by Heb is blocked by Chaffee on that intercept of the pass. And that's dumped down the ice here by the Dukes. Just over halfway through the penalty kill are the Dukes. As the McGinnis turns with it for the Highlanders, moves it across there to Reddick. Reddick skating down the left wing side, dumps it in there for the Highlanders. Bowie after it, chips it by the defensive Pierce. On to Landry, him and Bowie trade places. On the far wall, pass ahead there to Boyd at the point. Boyd across to Landry. Landry waits, takes, save made and covered by Kennedy. 21 seconds left to go here in the power play. Brought to you by AB Mechanical. And once again, a pretty well capacity crowd here for this final game of round robin. Fans in attendance lining the rails here behind the Duke's goal and as well behind the Cabot goal. As the locals know what's on the line here for both teams. Off the boards here. Boyd holds the line. And he didn't hold the line, excuse me. That's going to be offside here against the Highlanders. So we'll move back to neutral zone ice for this draw. And just 4 seconds left to go in the AB Mechanical power play here. Dukes are likely going to be able to kill this one off. As Aidan McDonald wins it there, tried to get it to McGinnis. That goes all the way down the ice. And just enough time left for that to not be icing there. As we're back to even strength as the puck was cleared. Here comes Cabot now, off the boards. Got free to McDonald, he chips it ahead. Duke's trying to hold on to it, taken by McGinnis now. Works it free there for Campbell. Campbell on the back end, forehand, dumps it in. Davidson chasing after it on the forecheck, trying to get to it first. Ryan Davidson in the corner. Turning wide, passes in front, and it's taken there by Bowring. Hops up. And now here comes Morrison down. He lost control of it. Nice play to his own feet there by McDonald, who dumps it in. Funny bounce in front, it's loose. And that's cleared off the boards, but held at the line and dumped in by Landry. Onto the stick of McDonald. Nice move to dance by. McDonald pinched off the puck. Davidson on the forecheck trying to get a hold of it. Off the boards, held by Landry. Landry shoots it there, stick to side by Kennedy into the corner. Now the Dukes looking to transition here. That's out and down the ice on the neutral zone ice. Landry looking to get by. Slight line change, partial line change that is for Cabot. Moved across. Landry, the captain, fires it across to McClellan, who looked to get a hold of that. Off the boards by Bowring in response. Good clogging in the neutral zone here. It's anyone's battle as that's dumped in by Cabot as McGinnis gets after on the forecheck. Taken out of the play there by Pierce. Moved across. Here come the Dukes the other way. Chipping it past Heb is Hartman. Landry off the boards to his defensive partner in Oliver. McClellan on it on the near wall. Gave the puck away there to Arsenault. He rims it around the boards. And now some cycle play going now for the Dukes as Landry's pressured there by Salvaggio. Given away onto the point, chopped up by McDonald. He holds the line. Now it's taken and moved ahead to McClellan. McClellan trying to dance by Crowley. Stripped of the puck. Chipped ahead there by McDonald. Hugh McDonald on the forecheck. Chopped out, given away there to the point to Crowley, but it's taken now by the Cabot Highlanders. Outlet pass there looking for McGinnis. He looks to beat the icing here, and he's going to. Icing waved off. Crowley trying to get a hold of it. Out behind the goal. 3 Cabot players below the goal line trying to get a hold of that puck. It's moved in front, but covered there by Kennedy for the whistle. 11-12 left to go here in the third period of play. Still tied up at 1 here. You got a feel for both teams. If you get that next goal, it could be the one to prove the game winner here as we near the halfway mark of the third period of play. Low scoring contest, tight defensive battle. 22-18 are the shots in favor of Cabot. That draw 1 here by the Highlanders as Reddick goes after it in the corner. Good battle here. Nice move there. Taken free is Broussard. Slides it ahead there. Looking for Bowie as he gets into the forecheck. Good hold on the line there, trying to find Bowie in the corner. He gets a hold of it. Holds on to it, slides it in front to Reddick. It's just out of his reach. He can't get the shot away. Not in his wheelhouse, but he delivers a hit. Falls down on the play, but gets a stick on that. Dumped off the boards. And now taken by the Dukes as they exit the zone. Moving down with numbers here. Moore trying to skate it in and dump it at the goal, but it's taken by Oliver here. He delivers a body check on Moore to try to get him off the puck. Moved ahead by Boyd off the stick of Reddick. And it finds Bowie. Bowie checked there hard by Green into the boards. But he gets the dump in, taking the hit to make the play. Reddick dumping it in. And Bowie goes off for a line change, so does Reddick. There's 2 fresh skaters on the ice for Cabot. Broussard looking to dance, taken by Green. Out to neutral zone ice. Moore on the backhand, chips it ahead. Trying to find Bullpit, who is streaking. Landry on the back check in the corner. Bullpit trying to take him off the puck. Ahead there. And out comes Davidson, trying to outlet pass. Good intercept there by Fisher, but it's taken by McDonald now. Aiden McDonald down the right wing side. Holds on to it, right, shoots, and a great save there on the rush shot. Opportunity there by McDonald. Kennedy holding the line. Last line of defense is the goaltender, making another big, important save here for the Dukes. 9:47 left to play. We're past the halfway point of the third period. Still tied up at 1 here. Aiden McDonald on the draw for Cabot. 1 to Davidson. He backhands it free. He couldn't get it in the wheelhouse for a quick shot as McDonald in behind the goal. Hard off the boards. Trying to hold the line there was McGinnis, but he couldn't, and he turns and fires it back in there for the Highlanders. And that'll be icing against the hometown Highlanders. We're going to go back down to their end this time for this defensive zone draw. And so, offensive zone draw for the Dukes here. McCormick, number 8 on the draw. All the way to the goal as Foran's forced to make a save off that and cover the puck. And Landry and McCormick exchanging pleasantries before this face-off. McCormick on the draw. Taken there on the point to Boring. Boring slides it across. Shot there from distance, glove down by Forrence. And forward line change for the Highlanders. McGinnis on the faceoff dot against McCormick. Draw one there by the Dukes, but a good play ahead there by Hebb. He's tripped up on the play, looking for a call here, and he's going to get it. Another penalty here going to the Dukes, this time for tripping. And this power play brought to you by Route 19 Plumbing as Pierce makes his way to the penalty box. 9:15 left to play in the third here, and another power play for the Cabot Highlanders. So another important kill here for the Dukes to make as the Highlanders looking to capitalize. Landry stepping in, slides in front, good stick, or active skate there rather, deflecting that one. Shot down the ice with venom there by Morrison. Behind the goal, the Highlanders looking to set things up on the power play here. Minute 40 left to go in the man advantage. Boyd moves it across. Chipped in there by Hebb. Skating after on the forecheck. Around the boards. That goes down, all the way down for some more time killed on the penalty. The Dukes have been shorthanded quite a few times in this hockey game and have been very effective on that penalty kill, aggressively shutting down passing lanes, trying to get the pucks first and win puck battles, force turnovers out of the opposition and get it down the ice quickly, wasting no time in fancy stick work. As in comes McGinnis down the wing. Hard hit in the corner there as he gets into the forecheck. John Hugh McGinnis chopping it in front all the way down to neutral zone ice. Broussard having to chase that one down. Just 39 seconds left to go here. Can the Dukes kill off another one? Move it across. Oh, the pass there finds McDonald. Aiden McDonald down the left wing side, stops up, drops it to Broussard. Broussard skates in, drops it off for McGinnis, moves it across. Cross to Broussard. Broussard off the boards to McGinnis. Just 7 seconds left in the power play. They got to get a shot on goal here. Skating is Broussard, shot there off the blocker. Bobbles in front and fired down the ice. Stopped by Forrence behind the goal. We're back to even strength here. Power play over. Another successful kill here for the Dukes. Out comes a nice move by McGinnis, but he gave the puck away almost there, but he follows it up and dumps it out to neutral zone ice, taken there by the Dukes defense. Off the boards, back to John Hugh McGinnis. McGinnis turning with it, trying to move it free. King on it there. Down the wing, dumps it into the zone. Jack McGinnis chasing after it against Chaffee. Held at the line there by Landry. Waits and shoots off the blocker and into the corner there by Kennedy. Another shot there, patted aside. Both goaltenders are dialed in for this hockey game. Hard hit there by McGinnis. He's going to be called for that one. And it's a head contact penalty. It's going against Jack McGinnis here. So another critical moment of this hockey game. This time the Cabot Highlanders are going to have to kill one off. As this power play brought to you by AB Mechanical. As Jack McGinnis in the box with 6:26 remaining here in the third. This could be a crucial moment in this hockey game as now the Dukes with a power play opportunity. Morrison on the draw. Wins it back to the point. Dropped off to Chaffee. Good intercept there by Jake McGinnis. He dumps it out to neutral zone ice. Silvaggio on it on the back check. Hounded there by McGinnis. McGinnis knocks him off the puck, but it's taken here by McLernan, who collides with the referee, or the official rather, after getting it checked there by McGinnis. Here comes Morrison wheeling down. Morrison skating free wide, holds onto it. Gets past Oliver and settles the puck down. Going to make a play on the point now as Morrison slides it across to Hunter. Looking to slow the pace here. Taken there by the Cabot, unable to clear. It's in the corner now. Boyd after it on the back end, rims it around the glass. Held at the line there by Chaffee. Cycles it ahead to Hunter. Fired there by McGinnis down the ice. To the raucous approval of the hometown fans. Dukes looking to get things started here. Just a minute 3 left to go in the man advantage. Fumbling there was Chaffee. He has to drop it back to Bullpit. Bullpit skates to neutral zone ice. On the backhand, skating in wide. Holds on to on the left wing side. Waiting for a passing option. Cycles it back there for Arsenault, who gets checked. Slides to the point, and it's past the defense and down the ice. Davidson hustling after it here, shorthanded. Davidson moving after Pierce there. Hounding him. Davidson hard on the forecheck here, looking to strip his man to the puck. Here come Arsenault the other way for the Dukes. Looking wide, drops it to Pierce. Pierce moves it across. Shot there, just wide of the goal by Moore. McDonald looking to come down the wing with it. He got a hold of it now, shorthanded. 13 seconds left to go in the man advantage. And McDonald trying to dangle free, and that's taken here by the Dukes. Outlet pass to Arsenault in free. Arsenault on a breakaway shot, and a great save by Forens, shutting the door on the 5-hole shot. That goes off the boards. McDonald looking to get after it now. We're back to even strength here with 4:21 left to go. Cabot have successfully killed that one off after a close call on the breakaway there, as the goal scorer Arsenault was in alone. Game really starting to open up here in the third. Landry rimming it around the boards. Trying to chip it ahead there. Cabot now trying to slide it to Broussard after on the forecheck. Reddick on it. He sweeps it into the zone. Cycle play started again. Bowie on the forecheck against McDonald. He drops it off behind the goal there for Bowring. Bowring off the wing, kept alive there by Reddick. Broussard in after on the forecheck. Round behind the goal, slid ahead, out to neutral zone ice, kept alive there by the Cabot Highlanders. But it's taken here now by Bowring, up the neutral zone ice, 3:35 left to play. Dumps it in here for the Dukes. Gives a healthy check there to Oliver on the Zamboni doors. Hard hit there on neutral zone ice by Bowie. Knocking Rinko to the ice with a hard body check. Moved ahead here by the Highlanders. Out they come. Reddick down the wing. Waits, shoots, and that's blocked. Another hard hit there by Hartman on Reddick on the follow through for that shot. McDonald on it now. Forecheck there for McGinnis. Here comes McDonald. Hugh McDonald down the wing. For the Dukes. Skates wide. Stick check there by Campbell, who takes a hit on him. McGinnis takes a hit in the corner as well. Landry chops it off the wall. Heb looking to clear off the boards. McGinnis chips it ahead. Off the bench and into the play. McDonald dumps it in off the goal there as Landry holds on to it here. Landry around the boards. King trying to get on it. Pierce with the pinch, holding it alive here for the Dukes. And the near corner, 2:32 left to play. Desperate to clear here. McLernon holds it on. Shot there from distance. Patted aside. A rebound chance in front. They bang away. It's still loose and covered by Forens. What an opportunity there for the Dukes. Unable to capitalize. And the net empty at the other end. And so the net is empty at the other end for the Dukes. They need to win in regulation in order to advance to the final. Draw one. Taken there by McGinnis, chopped out of the boards. Davidson on the puck, chips it by, he's got an empty net the other way, backhands it free, and that goes wide. Dukes need a win here. Stripped to the puck there by McDonald, dances free. McDonald tries to make one too many moves and unable to cash in. Empty net still there. Davidson, open net, shoots, blocked in front by Chaffee. Fans incredibly tense here as out comes Chaffee the other way. Dancing wide, moving free, skates free, shoot, that's blocked by McGinnis. McDonald trying to work it. Held there at the line. McGinnis trying to clear. Moved back by Arsenault. 1:35 left to play. Anyone got butterflies at home or what? Davidson looking to get it ahead. Green moves it across. Out they come down the ice. McDonald down the left wing side, tries to dance free. Holds onto it. Stick check there by McGinnis. Johnny McGinnis gave the puck away. Shot there, save made, rebound in front of it. It's covered and held with a save made there by Forrence as both teams getting into a skirmish here after the whistle. Minute 12 left to play. And so a timeout here for the Eastern Dukes. So an update on the rules here for the advancement to the final. All Cabot Highlanders need to do is take this game into overtime, and they have an automatic berth into the final because they will get a point out of it. The Dukes need a regulation win. A minute 7 left to do it. Goalie pull for the Dukes. Shot there, save made, rebound chance in front, cleared to a side by the Highlanders all the way to the net and in! The Cabot Highlanders with an empty net goal. And they take the 2-1 lead here in the third. Raucous, roaring approval from the hometown fans. As it's Aiden McDonald with the goal. Draw one there to the defense in Cabot. McDonald moves it across the wing. Taken by Broussard. Broussard trying to skate it free. Here come the Dukes again. Moving wide, the Dukes try to get a shot and a hard slash there. Breaking a stick in the process. That's going to be called. As McCormick going to the box for slashing. So this final power play of the game brought to you by Route 19 Plumbing. And it'll be a Cabot Highlanders power play to close the show here. 35.8 remaining in the third period. Broussard on the draw. Reddick parked at the top of the circle. Reddick holds that. Broussard on it. In the near wall. 28 seconds left to go. Landry takes it, dumps it in there for the Highlanders. Countdown begins. 10 seconds away are the Highlanders from a berth in the Maritime Hockey Championships. And that'll do it here. The Cabot Highlanders win 2-1, and they will advance to the final of the Maritime Hockey Championships to face the Western Rebels tomorrow at 12 noon Atlantic Standard Time. Set an alarm, folks. Now we like to sleep in on Sundays, but it's 11 a.m. maximum. You'll need the coffee in you for the next one. And both teams lining up at center ice here, or excuse me, at their respective blue lines for the announcement of the player of the game. Brought to you by Steel Mac. And once again, another thank you to Steel Mac, the sponsor of this contest, as well as the presenting sponsors of the tournament, Home Harbor and the Mac Group. out of Port Hood, Port Hawkesbury, and Waikagama. Connor Arsenault getting the nod for player of the game for the Dukes. He had their goal in this contest. And it was a wicked shot over that glove hand side in the second period.
For your Cabot Highlanders, number 10, Jacob Head.
Number 10, Jacob Hebb getting the nod for the Cabot Highlanders player of the game. And we'll stay live for the All-Star presentations, the All-Star Awards after this game.
From the lanyards to the locker rooms to the food, the scheduling, absolutely everything went off the edge. I just like to say huge work. Well done for Denise, and although she's very shy and doesn't want to be recognized, she definitely deserves it. So here you go, Denise.
Well deserved. Thank you very much. Now at this time, I would like to welcome to the ice our former mayor, Mr. Billy Joe McLean. Billy Joe was the driving force behind this beautiful facility being put here in Port Hawkesbury. Billy Joe McLean, ladies and gentlemen, and boys and girls. First All-Star Team Defense, number 1, John U. McGinnis. brother's going to get a picture taken with him. Defenseman number 2, Benjamin Chafee from the Dukes. Forward number 1, Wyatt Bullpit from Team Dukes. Forward number 2, Owen Sparks from the Dartmouth Voyageurs, who's not here. We will get his award to him. Forward number 3, Brad Sigsworth from Team Western Rebels. He's coming from the opposite side. He'll be right here. And all-star goaltender for the Zachary David from the Moncton Thunderbirds, and they're also gone home. The president of the league is going to come out now and present some awards. Joining me on the red carpet now is the president of the U16 AAA League, Jamie Stone. And these are the tournament awards that will be presented. And the first one is top scorer, and that will be Max Gamble from Team Western Rebels. Top forward for the tournament, Brian Davidson from the Highlanders. Top defenseman, Brogan Chesson from the Voyageurs. Beat the Iron Rebels. Wrong team. Sorry there. Top goaltender for the tournament, Mason Doucette from